Liverpool secured yet another 3 points as they beat Nottingham Forest right to the death as Nunes scored on the 99th minute. In today's video, of course, we'll go through the major talking points from the game, whilst also going over all the latest Liverpool news from the last 24 hours. There is so much to cover in today's video. And hello everybody, welcome back to the channel guys, I hope you're all well. Before we do get into today's video, as always, please do smash that like button and subscribe to the channel for daily Liverpool content. Starting us off, we will go over the 5 major talking points from the win yesterday. A game too far for the Reds? Not. With the clock at the City ground showing 98 minutes gone, I'm not ashamed to admit I was preparing a post-match summary that described this as a game too far for a Liverpool side that had been decimated by injuries as of late. The Reds have coped magnificently with a loss of countless stars during the last couple of months, but it felt like the struggles here simply underlined that you'll always need your best players eventually. In many ways, that was actually proven to be true, with Nunes striking a dramatic winner on his first appearance in 4 games. Either way, that goal not only earned Liverpool 3 crucial points, but also brought them more time in which to get important players back, with Mohamed Salah and Ryan Gravenberch understood to be the closest. The hope now will be that the game too far never comes, with the Reds coming through the worst of their injury crisis, having kept the wins rolling on. McAllister a genius. In the end, it was absolutely no surprise that the winning moment came courtesy of a beautifully weighted pass from Alexis McAllister, a man who had been by some distance Liverpool's best performer on the day. The Argentine always looked to be the Reds' biggest creative threat, a status he underlined with 2 wonderful dink balls in the first half that Cody Gakpo and Luis Diaz should have done more with. Those represented 2 of 6 chances created at the City ground and were part of the 57 passes completed by McAllister at the ground. He also combined in with his 5 defensive actions and contested 11 duels in all action that provided the platform for Liverpool to win it late on. It's worth remembering that Brighton earned just £35 million on the deal to bring the World Cup winner to Anfield last summer, and even more than if it did at the time, that now looks like a steal of the century. Defensive solidity crucial again. Of course, you only get the chance to win games 1-0 at the depth if you do everything to ensure that a clean sheet is kept, and Liverpool absolutely did that here. Nottingham Forest may have had the odd moment of threat on the break, but that was perhaps to be expected given the patched up nature of their opponent's midfield. And even so, the hosts still managed just 2 shots on target for a total of 1.05 xG, with their biggest opportunity quite possibly coming from an offside position. To his credit, Kelleher saved that impressively, while Van Dijk won 4 out of 5 duels, and Kanate 7 out of 12 duels were absolutely rock solid in the face of Forrest's physical threat. If this sort of strong basis that was lacking last season when Liverpool went down to a 1-0 defeat at the City ground, rather than coming through to win by that scoreline. Nunes silences Forest fans. Nottingham Forest fans tried their best to disrupt Darwin Nunes following his introduction as a substitute in describing him as a shit Andy Carroll. But as Jurgen Klopp told Sky Sports after the match, I would not sing that song, I would not try to wind Darwin up. We are surely reaching the point where opposition supporters accept that it is not worth trying to get in his head of a man who is fast emerging as one of the Premier League's best forwards. If anything, it only makes him angry, as we've seen countless times, including here, that is when he tends to be at his best. Credit to Clark and Gomez. They may not have put in the performances that they will look back as the best of their careers in a few years' time, but huge credit must go to Bobby Clark and Joe Gomez. Making just his first Premier League start, Clark contested 9 duels, posted 5 defensive actions, and made it as difficult as he could for Forrest to play through the middle. Gomez, meanwhile, won 5 of his 10 duels, put in 7 defensive actions, and even created 2 chances in an unfamiliar holding midfield role. The weakness they showed, Clark physicality, Gomez positioning, were to be entirely expected given what was being asked of them, and yet they did enough to help Liverpool win. Klopp will know that this result wouldn't have been possible without 2 such unselfish showings from players being asked to take on a difficult job. In other news, Liverpool have made a request to the Egyptian FA for Mohamed Salah to be excluded from this month's internationals, but they will not do so should he play between now and then. The Egypt captain returned to Merseyside during his team's African Cup of Nations campaign after injuring his hamstring, and a setback on the return against Brentford saw him back in the treatment room. On Friday, Jurgen Klopp explained that Salah is not too far off from making a return, with next week at any point a possibility, though he didn't deliver those lines with a lot of conviction. There are 4 games left until the March international break, to which Salah has been called up by Egypt. They are competing in a friendly tournament in the UAE. Can we underline friendly there? And thus Liverpool understandably asked for Salah to be exempt. Liverpool sent a letter to the Egyptian FA noting the fears of Salah aggravating his injury, irrespective of if he returns at club level before the break or not. And they may not be surprised by the response they've received via a statement from the Egyptian FA, which reads, "We have already received a letter from Liverpool to exempt Mohamed Salah from the upcoming camp due to his injury. We sent the name of Mo Salah among the professional players that we are requesting to include in the next camp a few days ago. It's our right to include any professional player as long as it is the time of the international agenda, and the issue of whether or not to include him in the hands of the national team technical staff led by manager Hussein Hassan. It is too early to decide the matter, and if Mo Salah plays any match in the time before the start of the camp, we will adhere to his inclusion, and he will be examined and readiness determined by the medical staff of the Egyptian national team. It's staggering to see how Salah is treated by Egypt, and let's not forget their new manager, Hassan, was one of the loudest voices to critique the 31-year-old's return for the treatment early this year. This could of course affect the title race, but not only this, but prior to our game yesterday, it has been confirmed that Alisson's injury is a serious one. Following this, Liverpool have been forced to add 37-year-old goalkeeper Adrian to their Europa League squad after Jurgen Klopp revealed the extent of Alisson's injury. Adrian was initially not included in the Reds Europa League squad due to the limits on foreign players, but Joel Matip's season-ending injury has seen the Spaniard replace the defender in the updated squad ahead of Thursday's last 16 tie against Sparta Prague. Adrian's last appearance for Liverpool was in the Community Shield in July 2022, and he has made just 2 appearances in the last 3 seasons, the other being against Preston in the League Cup in October 2021. The former West Ham keeper has been on the bench 15 times this season, when either Alisson or Kelleher have been injured. News of Alisson's addition to the Europa League squad comes after Jurgen Klopp insisted that Alisson's season isn't over, but it's a proper muscle injury. He stated, "It's not a short one, it's a rather serious one, but not a season-ending injury." Alisson has already missed 5 matches and is certain to miss at least another 5, having been ruled out for at least until the March international break. There are a minimum of 10 more games thereafter, with a potential for more if the Reds progress in the FA Cup and Europa League. Liverpool loaned young goalkeeper Petruga, St Patrick's and Viziajaros to Storm Graz in January, and they appeared on the bench 6 times between them earlier in the season and would likely have been ahead of Adrian in the pecking order had they remained at the club. Liverpool fans, what do you make of the game yesterday against Nottingham Forest, and what do you make of the news in regards to Mo Salah firstly, and of course Alisson's injury? As stated, let me know down there in the comment section below. That brings us to the end of today's video. As always, please do smash that like button and subscribe to the channel for daily Liverpool content. Thank you, and I'll see you all next time. Take care. Push.